Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and Druuill Nation. Let's get right into it. Narcissists who enjoy gaslighting actually lack fulfillment in life and are more miserable than you could imagine. To gaslight someone is to distort their reality, to turn their upside down, downside up. To turn their right side up, upside down, excuse me. All right. They want to turn your right side up, upside down. And how they do that is by making you doubt yourself and by making you question your reality. It's a form of mental abuse that wears you down over time. It erodes your view of yourself. It makes you think that you're wrong when you're right, and it makes the person who is wrong feel that they are always right. If you have someone in your life that has to always be right about, everything, they can't afford to be wrong about anything because it's a blow to the ego. People who have to gaslight you. This could be anybody. This could be family, friends, co-workers, neighbors. Anybody who has to do this to you is miserable and they lack fulfillment in life. They are trying to hide away from the fact that you are the truth. You are the truth, and you cause them to feel like they are losing their mind. You make these people feel like they're losing their mind and they feel uncomfortable around you, and they have to be reminded of how insecure they are and how bad of a person that they are, the things that they didn't go after in life, the things that they missed out on in life. You tend to make them feel like they're not who they think they are. And when you make people feel like they're not who they think they are, they got to gaslight you. All right. Narcissists are people who have strong beliefs about themselves, strong ideas about themselves. They feel that they can't do anything wrong. They feel that they're always right. And when someone challenges that, it's a huge, huge, huge sign of disrespect. And they have a very false bravado kind of style about themselves. They have a false sense of bravery. They think they're one way, but in reality, they're a whole other way. And when you make them realize that they're not who they think they are, and the mask slides off, and they start to feel like the person that they truly are, they defend themselves by gaslighting you. All right. And they're truly miserable. All right. They are unhappy with the way that their life is going. And they lie to themselves. They're not honest to themselves. So if you are the type of person that is honest with themselves, when you get around them, they are going to have to make you question your reality. And the fact that when you call them out on these things, they may be using you as a punching bag. They may be manipulating you and you're aware of it and you see it. They're going to say things like, you're looking at this the wrong way. You're misunderstanding what you thought you saw, or I'm sorry you feel that way. They're going to say things to make you question whether you're right or wrong. Their whole aim and their whole game is to get you to doubt yourself and to get you to doubt what you know to be true. You are going to have to stand on your own principles. You are going to have to listen to yourself and how you feel and how you interpreted the situation. None of us are always right. So when you are around people who are always right in here, who think that they're always right, 9 times out of 10, there are going to be some times when that person is not right, when that person is wrong about something. But rather than admit that they're wrong about something, rather than come to terms with them not being right about a situation, they will lie and manipulate you into making you feel that you're wrong because it's safer for them and it's better for them to feel continue to feel unchallenged. They don't want to feel challenged, and they don't want they take it as an insult, they take it as disrespect, they take it as a challenge for somebody to challenge their ego. All right, so when you challenge whether they're right or wrong, that is something that they absolutely hate. It drives them crazy, and what they have to do is they have to defend themselves at that point. And the way that they're going to defend themselves is by gaslighting. All right, they have to erode how you feel about yourself. All right, if you know what erode means, it's basically like science class when they were talking about erosion. Over time, something got worn down and worn down and worn down. That's what they're trying to do to you. All right, your sense of self, your perception of how you view your life, your right idea about yourself, it's like a brick wall. It's like it's like freshly laid concrete. All right, and what they have to do is they have to keep gaslighting you, making you question whether you're right or wrong, making you question how you view your reality. They have to keep wearing that down over time, just wearing it down, wearing it down, wearing it down. And they have to make your mental strength deficient. All right. They have to make your mental strength weak. All right. They have to weaken your mental strength. They have to devise a plan. All right. With their gaslighting, they have to figure out where they have to hit you at. They have to figure out where they have to try to control you at, what they have to try to do to you to try to break you down. And they have to keep breaking you down and breaking you down and breaking you down till the point to where you start to ask yourself these kinds of questions. Is it me? Am I the one causing the problem? Is there something wrong with me? They will try to make you feel that it is. They'll try to make you feel that you're the problem. They'll try to make you feel like you're causing the problem. And they'll try to make you feel like you're the one who's hurting them. And it's because they can't stand correction. They can't stand someone, especially you, telling them and actually knowing what's real. So what they have to do is devise a plan to try to get you to question whether you know what is real or not. All right, they have to try to make you feel like what you know is real isn't. And that's what the gaslighting is for. It's a defense mechanism to try to make you question your reality, to try to make you feel that what you know to honestly be true to be false. And they do that to save their own self. They do that to save their own false identity. They do that to keep their facade up and running. All right. Their whole ideology about themselves, their whole idea about themselves is like a business. Even though this business is serving up bad food, even though this business is giving out bad service. It's like one of those businesses that the service is terrible. They don't clean up. The dishes are dirty. You got film around your glass. Your fork got dish spots on it. But they swear that they're a 5-star restaurant. And you complain about your food being cold, it's not hot enough, might be undercooked. You might have told them you wanted your steak well done. They brought it out dripping blood. All right. The fish wasn't fried all the way, didn't even taste like nothing. The stuff that they're giving out is like 2 weeks old, but they swear that they're a 5-star restaurant. They swear that they're giving out fresh products when you know fresh products. It's like eating at that restaurant and you could tell that the food is stale, it's past due, it's not fresh. They're serving up rotten products, rotten greens, rotten chicken wings, rotten fish, old stale chicken wings, old stale potato salad. But they swear that they're a 5-star restaurant. They swear that they're giving you the best of the best, but they're really not. They're giving you the unfresh of the unfresh. All right, that fish smell like it's dead. Smell like it should have been served up a long time ago. But they're passing it up as hot, fresh, and ready when it needs to be thrown in the trash. All right, you got to throw it. They say it's hot, fresh, and ready, but you about to throw it up like Eminem's mom's spaghetti because it didn't taste good. So that's what they're doing. All right, it's basically just like any other restaurant. You take your, I mean, it's just like any other business. You take your whatever to go get it fixed. They get to repair it. You turn it back on, the thing explode. Well, we did the best of our. It's not us. That's you. That's your outlet. But they forgot to add, when you check the wiring or you bring it to a professional, the professional tells you they didn't wire it the right way. They didn't put it back together the right way. And that's what caused the explosion. They will fight tooth and nail to prove that they are always right. They can't stand not being right. Whenever they're wrong, they might even throw a temper tantrum. All right, if you tell them that they're wrong, they're the type of people that will still say that they're right. Why? Because that's gaslighting even in itself. All right, so they're going to do whatever they have to do to prove themselves to be right and to prove other people that they're wrong, that they're not right, that your reality is incorrect. So what they'll do is they'll distort your reality by distorting your sense of self, distorting what you know to be true, making you doubt your reality, making you second guess yourself, making you second guess your reality. All right. And they have to erode your mentality. They have to erode how you view yourself, how you view life, because that's going to continue to keep you at a level to where you're confused and they can control and manipulate you a whole lot easier. All right. Because when you're confident in yourself, you're aware of what they're doing, and you are aware that they're not being truthful, they're not being honest, they're out to get you. All right, whatever they did was wrong, and you have the right to feel that what somebody is doing isn't right. Your feelings are valid, your emotions are valid. All right, your truth is valid. Whether other people feel that it's valid or not, they could tell you it's invalid however many times they want. They could try to prove you wrong and say you didn't look at this the right way. You may want to you're over analyzing that. You're over examining this. You're overthinking. You're too sensitive. All things like that. You're not being honest with yourself. You may want to go see a doctor, and they're the ones that need to go see a doctor. It's just they have to keep up this facade and this lie to themselves because they can't afford to not feel how they feel about themselves. They can't afford to realize or accept the fact that they're living a lie, and what they're feeding themselves and what they're feeding everybody else is some untruths. They want everybody to accept their untruth version of reality. They want you to accept the untrue version of reality, and they will beat you down mentally and abuse you until you accept it. So when people are doing this, like you always hear, you're going to have to put some distance between you and them. Because if people are trying to distort what you know to be true and real, and you're being honest with them, number one, that's somebody who has a psychological issue. That's somebody that has a personality disorder. And that person is not willing to come to terms with reality. That's a very dangerous mix. All right. There are some people who are sick and toxic, but they can still hold it together somewhat. There are some people who are sick and toxic and can still hold it together somewhat. Don't let people do the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde TV special to you. All right, don't let that happen. What you know to be true, what you experienced, what you see, what you feel is in some cases real. All right, what you feel is not real in terms of not being able to get over something or thinking that a situation is too terrible to where you can't get out of it. But when somebody's making you feel a certain way, if you feel that somebody is unhealthy for you to be around, there's an unhealthy dynamic in this relationship. Somebody's manipulating you. Somebody's gaslighting you. Somebody's not being honest to you. If you feel that and they're telling you that that's not true, you can't listen to them at that point. You have to be the one that is telling them that what they're telling you is not real. Don't gaslight yourself because people are trying to gaslight you. They can only gaslight you if you throw away how you feel about the situation. if you let go and don't believe how you feel about the situation. If you believe them and take what they say to be true and just say, forget what you feel to be true. You can't do that. They may be your family member, they may be your boss, they may be somebody who has a higher title over you, but what you feel is valid, and you can't allow somebody to send you to a mental hospital just because they're not willing to come to terms with reality, and you are. Reality is a dangerous thing to some people. Not everybody can come to terms with it. If you can accept the fact that you are wrong or you have made a mistake, you are a real person. And there's not too many people that can be like, okay, I made a mistake. I was wrong. It takes a real man and a real woman to be able to accept the fact that they can make a mistake. Some people, they can't do that. Some people, they're not willing to go to that place in their mind and realize and recognize and conceptualize their own thoughts. Some people cannot accept their own faults. They can't. Some people, they're never wrong. They're never going to be wrong. They're always going to be right. And anybody that challenges that is basically competing against them or disrespecting them or going against them or shaming them in some kind of way. So they have to shame you back. They have to fight back the only way they know how, which is to gaslight you and make you feel that what you experienced was not true, even though you know deep down inside in your heart of hearts that just happened. That was real. I experienced this when I experienced you. I experienced this around you. But what they'll try to do is they'll try to cover it up because they can't accept responsibility for their own actions. All right. They cannot accept responsibility for their own actions. They can't accept the fact that they mentally or psychologically caused you some type of trauma. All right. They don't want to accept these things because they probably grew up or they were probably in a situation similar, and this was the norm for them. This is how they view life, and this is how they perceive life. And the fact that you're coming up against that or challenging that, you're challenging these people's whole way of life. You're challenging everything that they know from childhood to adulthood. And they're not going to let anyone do that. And that's why they're always right. That's why they're never wrong. Because if anybody is to challenge them or their perception or their view, you're challenging this person's whole entire life. Now, instead of knowing what they know to be right or to be true or to be factual, they now have to go back and analyze everything, look over everything, deal with things from their past, deal with the type of person that they are, that they've become. They got to relook at things, relook at themselves. They got to accept the fact that they weren't keeping it real with themselves or being true with themselves. All right. They got to accept the fact that they weren't the most honest and true person in life. All right. And we all are not honest and true in life sometimes, but you have to be able to be mature enough to accept when you haven't done something right and when you've done something wrong. All right. Because you are someone who wants to grow, but not everybody wants to grow. Not everybody can accept growth and challenges and different avenues of life. All right, not everybody can accept the fact that, oh, okay, I made a mistake, I was wrong. It takes a real big person. All right, it takes a really self-aware person. All right, it takes a really mentally tough and mentally strong person to admit their faults, admit their wrongs, and to accept that they weren't right with something. But some people are so caught up in their version of themselves and their grandiose personality, their grandiose outlook on life or how they view themselves. Some people can't do that because it's going to destroy their whole sense of self. It's going to destroy their whole idea of themselves. Not everybody can come to terms with that. All right. So that's something that you just have to accept. And this is why people who gaslight people are miserable, because you're basically tearing down the way somebody feels about themselves and the way they think about themselves, but you're not purposely doing it. It's not like you're trying to destroy the way this person views themselves, even though they're trying to destroy the way you view yourself, because the way you view yourself is destroying the way they view themselves. It's destroying their perception of themselves. You can accept your faults. You can accept when you're wrong. You know when you've made a mistake. These are things that they can't do. So when you're that type of person and when you're around them and you're checking them on the stuff that they're not being right about, they are going to gaslight you. All right. They're going to make you question how you feel about things. They're going to make you question how you looked at life, how you saw that, how you perceive that. They have to make you feel that you're not looking at things the right way. They have to make you feel that you're looking at things the wrong way. All right. And they will do that till you are destroyed. All right. And whether they are trying to destroy you or not, that may not be the case. They may not just be trying to destroy you, but that behavior is destructive. And being around behavior like that long enough can possibly even send somebody into a mental home. And if somebody doesn't care about that, if somebody is trying to act like they don't see that, or they don't care about that, or that's not their issue, that's not their problem, but they're the one causing the behavior, they're the one making you question your reality, and they're the one possibly pushing you toward that, you have to put distance between you and that relationship, that friendship, that family member, because you have to save you got to save your life. And being around this periodically over time, it will break you down. And you can't stand the chance of somebody trying to break you down, because you'll doubt yourself. You'll end up with low self-esteem. All right. And you could end up having such mental issues from this abuse that your life will never be the same. And you cannot afford that. You have your own life to live. You deserve a healthy mindset, even if it means that you have to spend more time by yourself. You deserve mentally healthy people, and you deserve to be mentally healthy yourself. All right. Mental health is no joke. Everybody deserves to have a sound mind and to not be gaslit. All right. That's it, folks. Some people, they can't accept certain things. And the fact that you do accept certain things, it makes some people feel a certain type of way. And they have to try to break you down and eliminate the way you look at life, because it's causing them to reanalyze their life and question their reality. So the only way they know how to fight back is to pull a Uno reverse card and try to make you question yours. It's not right. It's a behavior that you wish people didn't do. It's not one of the best behaviors. It's definitely not one of the best things a person can do to another person, and it's not something that you want to stick around for. All right. If people are doing this to you, you're definitely going to want to trust how you feel about the situation. All right. You're going to have to listen to your intuition. You're going to have to listen to your inner voice and really pay attention to that, because when people are gaslighting you, that's all you have left is your view on things. That's why they have to tell you that you're wrong, and that's why they have to try to convince you that you weren't right. All right. They have to try to convince you that what you're experiencing, you're being too sensitive, you're over analyzing, because they have to save themselves, and they're using this as a defense mechanism. So you can't be the only one that's not defending themselves. All right. The best way for you to defend yourself in this situation is to get away, so that way you can hear yourself talk, you can hear yourself think, and um you can like accept the fact that what you were thinking was right, and they were just trying to convince you that you were wrong. All right. All you have is your inner voice when people are trying to do this to you. It's not like a type of abuse to where it leaves a scar. It leaves a mental scar, and the more mental scars you get, the more destroyed you get. So you have to get away from this as soon as possible, because the more mental scars you get, the more destroyed you're going to be, and the more you may not be able to come back from this, because this is real. This is nothing to play around with. This is nothing you want to play around with. This isn't a game. All right. So deal with this the best way you know how. know that what you're feeling is valid, know that what you're feeling is honest, and you had to do what you had to do. You had to get away because you couldn't allow yourself to be psychologically manipulated or abused or destroyed, because it's going to turn you into a weaker version of yourself, a lesser version of yourself. And you need to, in order to live your life to the fullest, you have to operate in a positive way. You have to be out here not doubting yourself, not doubting your reality, and anything or anyone that makes you question your reality, you got to get away from it. All right. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button, smash that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. It's been another Druuill special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. We are out. Peace, love, and light.